The Sinaloa Cartel, a name synonymous with power, brutality, and the illicit drug trade. This Mexican drug cartel, one of the oldest and most powerful in the world, casts a long shadow over Mexico and beyond. Its reach extends far and wide, leaving a trail of violence, corruption, and suffering in its wake. From the mountains of Sinaloa to the streets of America, the cartel's influence is a stark reminder of the dark underbelly of globalization. This essay delves into the sinister world of the Sinaloa Cartel, examining its devastating impact on individuals, communities, and entire nations. We will explore the cartel's reign of terror, its sophisticated drug trafficking operations, and the insidious ways in which it has corrupted institutions and undermined the rule of law. Furthermore, we will shed light on the profound human suffering caused by the cartel's activities, from the displacement of communities to the shattering of families. Violence is the lifeblood of the Sinaloa Cartel. It is the tool by which it asserts its dominance, silences opposition, and maintains control. The cartel's ruthlessness knows no bounds, as evidenced by the countless lives lost in its brutal turf wars and the fear it has instilled in communities across Mexico. Public executions, beheadings, and kidnappings are commonplace, serving as grim reminders of the cartel's power.
One particularly harrowing incident involved the massacre of 72 migrants in 2010. These migrants, mostly from Central and South America, were kidnapped and murdered in Tamaulipas, Mexico, allegedly for refusing to work for the cartel. This horrific act of violence shocked the world and highlighted the extreme brutality of the Sinaloa Cartel.
The cartel's violence is not limited to Mexico. The Sinaloa Cartel is a major player in the global drug trade, responsible for trafficking massive quantities of cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana into the United States and other countries. Its sophisticated smuggling networks and corrupt officials facilitate the flow of narcotics across borders, fueling addiction and violence in its wake. The cartel's profits from the drug trade are astronomical, estimated to be in the billions of dollars annually.
These vast sums of money provide the cartel with the resources to corrupt officials, arm its members, and expand its operations. The cartel's influence on the drug trade is far-reaching, impacting communities across the globe. The cartel's drug trafficking activities have had a devastating impact on public health, particularly in the United States. The opioid epidemic, fueled by the influx of heroin and fentanyl from Mexico, has claimed the lives of hundreds of thousands of Americans.
Corruption is the lifeblood of the Sinaloa Cartel's operations. The cartel relies on a vast network of corrupt officials, law enforcement officers, and politicians to operate with impunity.
Bribes, intimidation, and violence are used to buy influence and ensure the cartel's continued success. This corruption has eroded trust in institutions, undermined the rule of law, and created a climate of fear and impunity.
The cartel's ability to corrupt officials at all levels of government is a testament to its power and reach. Judges, police chiefs, and even high-ranking politicians have been implicated in cartel-related corruption scandals.
This corruption has a corrosive effect on society, eroding public trust and undermining the very fabric of democracy. When those entrusted with upholding the law are themselves complicit in criminal activity, it creates a sense of hopelessness and despair.
The Sinaloa Cartel's activities have a devastating impact on the Mexican economy. The violence associated with the drug trade discourages tourism and foreign investment, while extortion and kidnapping cripple local businesses.
The cartel's control over certain industries, such as agriculture and mining, stifles competition and hinders economic growth. The cartel's presence in these industries allows it to launder money, exploit workers, and control supply chains.
This has a ripple effect throughout the economy, depressing wages, limiting opportunities, and perpetuating poverty. Furthermore, the Mexican government is forced to spend billions of dollars each year on security and law enforcement efforts to combat the cartel, diverting resources from essential services such as education and healthcare.
The economic consequences of the cartel's activities are felt most acutely in the communities where it operates. Behind the headlines of drug wars and cartel violence lies a deeply human tragedy. The Sinaloa Cartel's activities have inflicted immeasurable suffering on individuals, families, and communities.
Thousands have been killed, orphaned, or displaced by the cartel's violence. Many live in a constant state of fear, too afraid to speak out or seek justice.
The psychological toll is immeasurable, leaving lasting scars on the social fabric of Mexico. The cartel's exploitation of vulnerable populations, including women and children, is particularly abhorrent.
Women are often trafficked into sexual slavery, while children are forced to work as drug mules or soldiers. The trauma inflicted on these individuals can have lifelong consequences, perpetuating cycles of violence and poverty.
The human cost of the cartel's actions is a stark reminder of the profound impact of organized crime on society.